Hello and welcome back to The Cancer Athlete, brought to you by the Cricket Beyond Cancer channel. I'm Rhea Isabella, and with me, as always, is the insightful, ever-jovial cricket journalist and analyst, Shourabh. Shourabh, forget the usual test match rhythm. Today we have to talk about the absolute mind-bending, record-smashing chaos of day one of the Ashes Test in Perth.
Ria, what a day. You used the word chaos, and I think it might be the only one that truly fits. We were promised a fast, bouncy Perth wicket, but I don't think anyone, not even the groundsman, would have predicted a 19-wicket demolition derby. The most wickets to fall on the opening day of an Ashes Test in 100 years. This wasn't just a cricket match, it was a speed dating event for bowlers, and both Mitchell Starc and Ben Stokes ended up getting perfect 10 ratings today.
You nailed it, Shourabh, and the narrative hook couldn't have been better. England win the toss, elect to bat, a straightforward decision on paper, and then Mitchell Starc, the old Ashes warhorse, just tears the script apart. Walk us through that opening session and the Starc brilliance that put Australia on top initially.
Well, Ria, it was a classic aggressive Starc from ball one, wasn't it? Zach Crawley, fresh off a boundary of the first ball memory from the last Ashes, tried a loose drive off the left armer's sixth ball, no foot movement at all, and it's a nick to the slip. A duck. The message was sent instantly, this is not going to be easy. Ben Duckett looked threatening playing the baseball cricket, hitting a flurry of boundaries, but Starc got him too. That full in swinging typical Starc ball, LBW beauty, taking a review along with him. And then the much awaited, the big one, Joe Root, chasing that elusive first test century in Australia, is gone for a duck. That was Starc's 100th Ashes wicket, and it all happened in a blink. England were reeling at 39 for 3. Kudos and credit to the young guns though. Ollie Pope, who top scored with 46, and Harry Brook, with a sublime counter-attacking 52, put on the only 50-run partnership of the day. Brook's straight drive of Boland for 4, and then that mighty 6 of Boland after lunch. It was a masterclass in controlled aggression. They were playing on a different surface, almost, but again, the pressure told. Green got Pope just before lunch, and then the debutant, Brendan Doggett, with his first test wicket, had Brook glove a short one to the keeper. It was unfortunate. England went from a promising 160 odd for 5 to all out for 172 in just 32.5 overs. Stark's career best 7 for 58, a phenomenal spell of bowling. He was relentless, quick, and just unplayable at times, especially to the tailenders. At that point, Australia were absolutely in the driver's seat. The pitch seemed to be holding up well enough for a decent batsman to score, but Starc was extremely good today.
Absolutely, Starc was a wrecking ball. The crowd would have been buzzing, thinking they'd bat out the day and take a huge lead. But then the pendulum swung. England's response was immediate and ferocious. Jofra Archer set the tone, but it was their captain, Ben Stokes, who delivered the counterpunch that has left the contest thrillingly poised. Tell us about the second half of the day, Shourabh.
Well, Ria, the English bowling unit, led by an absolutely fired up Jofra Archer, refused to be pushovers. Debutant Jake Witherald is out for a duck off the second ball to Archer. That's instant drama that Ashes calls for. And a bit of poetic justice for the English side. Then you had Mark Wood and Bryden Cars just operating at warp speed, hitting the batters' bodies and helmets. Poor Steve Smith got a few painful blows, one to his elbow too. And Marnus Labuschagne battled hard for 9 runs of 41 balls before chopping on one to his stumps. The Aussies were struggling at 31 for 4. It was an absolute display of good fast bowling. But then came the real drama. The man with the golden arm, the ever resilient Benjamin Stokes. He was the twist in the tail. His spell was the twist in the tail This is the man who always steps up in the big moments, and he brought himself on when Head and Green were putting together a solid 45-run partnership. And he was electric. He got Head to miss time a pull, then cleaned up Green, Alex Carey, Stark, and even Boland. A remarkable momentum shifting 5 wicket haul for just 23 runs. It was an absolute Ashes opener spectacle. He tore through the middle and lower order in an astonishing display of leadership and fast bowling. The whole day was a throwback to the great Ashes duels. Two fast bowlers, one from each side, taking fifers on day one, which hasn't happened since Harmison and Glenn McGrath in 2005. It was a day where techniques were challenged and aggression was rewarded. Australia, at the end of the day, were reeling at 123 for 9, still trailing by 49 runs. The match is perfectly deliciously poised. Rhea, did you ever think that 19 wickets would fall on the first day of the Ashes opener? I bet even the groundsmen would be surprised with this. And to tell you about the double standards of the cricketing world, if the same 19 wickets had fallen on an Indian pitch, there would be questions asked like they have prepared a turner, the pitch isn't suitable, but is there anyone questioning Australia? I mean, sometimes the conditions may be tough. There'll be overcast conditions, or the ball might be moving a little bit more, or the bounce might be a little bit high. But being international cricketers, you need to learn to adapt to conditions. And I still don't understand why sometimes the media gets behind India when a huge pile of wickets fall on a single day in a test match in India. But I presume no one is going to question Australia now.
What a summation, Shourabh. We had the Starc show, the Brooke counterattack, the collapse, the English pace battery, and then the Ben Stokes captain's knock with the ball. 19 wickets, a century-old record broken, and two fast bowling 5-4s. It was everything you want in an Ashes opener. So, heading into day two, with Australia's final pair at the crease and only 49 runs the deficit, what's your quick takeaway on what will decide this match?
It's definitely going to come down to the first hour tomorrow, Ria. If Nathan Lyon and Brendan Duggett can somehow eke out another 10 or 15 runs, that tiny reduction in the deficit will be a massive psychological win for Australia. However, the real deciding factor is how England's top order comes out tomorrow and handles the Australian pace trio a second time around and the fiery Mitchell Starc. The pitch isn't a minefield, but the high quality, aggressive fast bowling is. If England can show more discipline, especially against Stark, be careful of the shot selection, and build a solid partnership like Pope and Brooks, they can quickly build a commanding lead of over 200. But if Stark, Boland, and Doggett find the same rhythm, this game could be over by tea tomorrow. I'll say this, the team that shows more grit and better shot selection against the relentless pace will walk away with the advantage. It's a genuine 50-50 game right now after the day one of Ashes.
A genuine 50-50 game, the best kind of test cricket. Shourabh, thank you for breaking down that electric, record-breaking opening day. And that's all the time we have for today on The Cancer Athlete at Cricket Beyond Cancer. Join us tomorrow as we break down what promises to be an equally exciting day two. Until then, stay safe and keep loving the beautiful game. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video too. Thank you.